Welcome back to Sportsbook Review Videos. We are almost back to basketball after the NBA All-Star break here on Thursday. However, there are a few things that we need to clear up here before we get into handicapping the rest and the final 30 games of this NBA regular season. And that's some teams that could potentially be turnarounds in the second half or last 30 games of the season, depending on how you look at it here. Because a lot of these teams muddling around 500 or just above it here, ATS, could be on the verge of a run of profitability here against the spread. And I think the first team you have to take a look at is the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks have been one of the most disappointing teams in the Eastern Conference of playoff teams that made it last year. And even though they are still 5.5 games out of the 8th seed and probably won't be able to make up that much ground here in the final 30 games, they are the type of team with Jason Kidd back on the bench that could make a run against the spread here. And with a record right now, 27, 26, and 1, it's mainly because they've won 9 of their last 15 heading into the All-Star break against the spread. So this team has the ability to continue that type of profitability as we head towards the second half. So do not ignore the Milwaukee Bucks and the run that they have been on heading into the All-Star break in their last 15. Now, the Miami Heat really all riding on Chris Bosh's health and whether or not he's going to be able to continue this season. And if he can, I think they are the type of team that could also potentially make a deal here late in the deadline in a little bit, and also have the potential to really go on a run against the spread towards the end of the season. Now, they really haven't been a great bet on the road, especially against the Western Conference. That's probably going to continue, but as long as Bosh is okay, I think the Heat do have a solid chance of turning things around. They've won 6 of their last 9 against the spread heading into the break, so I think that's an important distinction as well, that they're riding hot a little bit now. I think the Miami Heat could easily continue that as we head down the stretch run of the NBA season. Now, one of the teams I think I'm really excited about here as a potential team to tail all the way towards the end of the season is the Charlotte Hornets. Now, for a couple of reasons. Now, lost Michael Kidd-Gilchrist for the rest of the season after surprisingly getting it back for a few games. That's a little bit of a disappointment. They are 26, 26, and 1 against the spread heading into the break now as we head into the last few games of the season. But they're also 7 and 4 against the spread in their last 11 heading into the All-Star break. Brought over Courtney Lee in a trade, which is going to help their wing depth now that they don't have Kidd-Gilchrist. I think this team's one to watch out for several reasons, all those included. But one of the main ones is the beginning of the season when they were healthy. This team was a top 10 team in both offensive and defensive rating, something that only a few teams, including the elite ones, are ones that could have claimed earlier in the season, like the Cleveland Cavaliers, like San Antonio Spurs, of course, the Golden State Warriors. So that could make them very undervalued against the spread as we head down the stretch run of the season. Do not forget about the Charlotte Hornets in this one because they also only played 10 teams out of their last 30 games that are currently in the playoffs for both conferences. So keep that in mind as you look at the Charlotte Hornets NBA odds as we head down to the last 30 games. So that'll do it for me this time. Welcome back to the NBA, and best of luck to all of you for Sportsbook Review. I'm Jordan Sharp.